11 picks. What was your overall takeaway from this draft? What'd you like? What didn't you like?
So my overall take is it was a solid draft. I would give it like a B. I liked it. It was obvious. Sala seemingly was like, I'll join if I can have the keys to the draft. So yeah, I liked it. We really committed to stopping the run, which we have not been, which is great. Um, we committed to defense, which seemed to be our winning formula. We've tried committing to offense the last few years, and it's been very, very shaky. So I'm glad we're back to those winning ways. What I didn't like, though, is I feel like we reached a little bit. I feel like there were better players on the board. I know Kyle and John were like obsessed with Michael Williams. I just feel like you could have drafted him later in the round and traded up for him and still grabbed someone else. But overall, I think it was solid. Like I don't have many complaints. I think it was a solid draft. Even if you do reach and you get what you want, I think at the end of the day, if you get who you want, you get who you want. You know?
Yeah, I don't think we should be surprised that they drafted Collins and West in particular because Sala drafted Kinlaw and DJ Jones. And those two guys are very similar. Like Sala, not only did he draft Kinlaw, but then he brought Kinlaw over to the Jets. And then Kinlaw just got paid by Adam Peters and the Commanders, which probably makes Sala feel vindicated for believing in him.
Yeah.
He's been looking for this skill set for a while. I'm not surprised in those two picks. I think the Michael Williams pick is kind of surprising because I'm not aware of Sala like having a defensive end like this in the past. In the past, he wanted D Ford. And now you have a guy who's like the opposite of D Ford. He's really good against the run. D Ford sucked against the run. He's not really a speed rusher. He's a power rusher, and he doesn't have the production. Like he's a projection. So that pick is kind of interesting. Like Sala doesn't have the track record of drafting defensive linemen.
Yeah.
It's like, he drafted Kinlaw, didn't work out. He drafted Solomon Thomas. His bread and butter is linebacker. So I think those two first-round picks have a lot of pressure on them. Like, sure, they're good against the run, but what is their pass rushing upside? And then with Michael Williams, he had a serious ankle injury all year that was still affecting him at the combine and stuff. So can he stay healthy? That's a big issue.
Yeah. I think like I would have been more comfortable even if they drafted like Walter Nolan at 11 and then traded in later for Michael. Like I just feel like he was a bit early. Even traded back in for James Pierce or Jalen Walker. I just feel like the Michael pick was a bit quick. Like I know Kyle's like, oh yeah, we were looking to trade up for him because we thought he was going to be gone. But I don't know where they got the inclination that Michael would have been gone. Like,
I don't believe that. I think they were trying to trade up for Kelvin Banks because he did go number 9.
Yeah, I was real like I couldn't blame them for going defense of that pick because I really wanted them to trade back into the first and get Simmons, who the Chiefs got. I get he's injured and he's injury prone, but I mean, man, there were like a lot of really good tackles in this draft, and I feel like we missed that. That would be my only gripe is I feel like we missed, and I don't know why we didn't grab one of the centers that was available. There was a really good center from I think Ohio State available for like 5 rounds. I think he was the first center off the board. Jared Wilson, I think his name was something like that. So I don't know. It was kind of like, what are we doing here? I mean, I know John talked about it. He's like, oh yeah, we got what we wanted in offensive line and undrafted free agents, but I don't like that.
I sort of get the vision for the defense, though. I mean, you could say that like Sala reached for individual players, but I think what he's trying to do, I mean, it seems to me if you want to be good against the run, there's 2 ways. You either have a 5-man front or you have a 4-man front with really big players on it. And he got the big players. He got 3 defensive linemen who are all big, but also like the first 2, Michael and Alfred Collins, are really tall with long arms. And I feel like they give Sala the freedom to not play the wide 9, which I think is great. Because why do you want to play the wide 9 against the Eagles? How is that helping you? How does the wide nine help you against the Lions? How does it help you against teams like the Ravens, who are committed to running the ball, have a lot of tight ends and like big running backs that can just gouge you between the tackles? Like the Niners should have lost to the Lions in the NFC Championship game a couple of years ago because they couldn't stop David Montgomery in like a 12 personnel running attack between the tackles, and freaking the Lions went away from that. That was their fault. So I mean, I get it. Like, I love the fact that now against those teams, Saleh could do a 5-man front where he has
Yeah.
Bosa at D end, Collins at D tackle, West at nose tackle, Michael Williams at D tackle, or like, like a 5 tech
Yeah.
D end. And then the other edge could be D Winters or Robert Beal or whoever. And I feel like now you can actually stop the run against the Eagles, which is the team you're trying to beat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and the one thing I did like about Michael is he's really good on read option. Like he was really, really good at that in college.
You know who's not?
Nick is terrible
Yeah.
at the read option. I've never seen a defensive end so bad at read option. So at least it allows you to, when you're playing a team that, Eagles, Chiefs, that likes running that kind, you can kind of like overcompensate for Nick's weakness on it and leave Michael more on an island because he's like, I got it.
I mean, look at the division. You got Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. That's one of the better running teams in the league right now. The Seahawks just drafted Jalen Milroe. You see which direction they're going.
Yeah.
They'll be one of the better running teams in the league in a year or two if things go well for him. And then the Rams, I mean, they've been sort of a run-first system, just like the Niners, since McVay's got there. And Stafford won't be there that much longer. So it makes sense to like really make sure you can stop the run first and foremost, especially in this division. After that, like the linebacker, the 5'11", 220-pound linebacker, to me, I mean, I know a lot of people feel that he's a reach, but like if you look at the draft, he was the only linebacker who got picked between like high round 2 and like round 4. So I think Saleh was kind of nervous, like, man,
Yeah.
I can't not get this guy because he's so freaking perfect for my system.
He also, in 2023, he was phenomenal. Like he was really, really good. So I could see it. I didn't have too big of a problem with that. I was really curious about the running back pick we grabbed. Like that one was like not confusing. Like he wasn't bad, but I just thought like if Kyle was going to go, I genuinely thought if he was going to go running back, he was going to do everything he could to get Scadaboo. I can't believe he did. That was my biggest surprise of the draft is that we don't have Scadaboo. I thought that was like signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of felt like the Niners made it up in their minds to go defense heavy first. It's been sort of reported that they were looking at an offensive lineman with the 100th pick, which is kind of a weird thing to do to Upton Stout. Like, and now it's out there like, hey, we really liked you, Upton, but we kind of wanted to take you later, and there's other people we wanted instead of you, but we took you high because, oh, well, like, But yeah, I guess they wanted to take an offensive lineman on day 2, and it just didn't happen for him.
Yeah, I know a lot of people liked Stout. I'm trying to look. He's supposed to be like a really good slot guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a really good run defender, according to PFF. He's a really good athlete, ran like
Really
a 4.3 something,
small?
really strong, put up like 20 something reps on the bench, but he's 5'8". Then
Yeah, I was
again,
gonna
so
say,
was
like,
K'Wan Williams.
yeah, but I mean, if I see Saquon Barkley running at him, my money's on Saquon. I'm just gonna even Jalen Hurts. I feel like if he's a good run defender, do you really think he can stop Saquon Barkley or
I
even
think he'll
Jalen Hurts
be
running at
even
him?
more aggressive as a tackler and as a blitzer than Lenore. I think that's why
Yeah.
they drafted him. I think they like Lenore can cover in the slot, but with Saleh, I think he likes a nickel guy that he can blitz. And I've never really seen Lenore be that kind of like
Do you
threat.
think Lenore? I thought Lenore liked being in the slot more, though.
He said, I think you
Didn't
got
he
that
say
from.
something in
He
an
said that
interview?
before the Super Bowl. He went to Wilkes and was
Yeah.
like, "Look, if you watch the film,
Put me in the
their
slot.
whole offense goes through the slot. Put me in where the action is." And Wilkes
Oh, okay,
didn't do
okay.
that. I think he just wants
Okay.
to cover the best receiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, if he's like really want to be, I'm surprised. By the way, I cannot believe Will Johnson. We didn't grab him. That was a big surprise to me too. He fell far.
Yeah, and now the Niners have to face him twice a year. He's with the Cardinals.
and
Cardinals
Walter
had a good
Nolan.
draft.
Both the picks we were like slated to get, the Cardinals got.
Dude, the Cardinals had a great draft. The Seahawks had a great draft. I really like the Niners draft, but it's interesting. Like the Niners tried to overhaul their defense.
Mm-hmm.
So did the Cardinals. The Cardinals and the Niners
Uh,
are very similar right now. They're kind of they're trying to do the same thing. I wonder which
my
one's
thing
going to
is,
succeed.
I can't blame the Niners though, because it seemed like everyone was kind of out on Will Johnson. For him to slide that
Yep.
hard for what of a like how good of a prospect he was, like I couldn't be mad at that point because I was like, man, he is sliding. And then
I just like
we should have
that
grabbed
Walter
Shador,
Nolan
man.
went where he went. I feel vindicated. Like Walter Nolan went to a team that runs a 5-man front
Yeah.
where he should be.
Yep.
So did Derek Harmon. He's with the Steelers, 5-man front.
Yep.
Like those guys really shouldn't be playing in a wide 9 because they could get away with it against teams that don't run the ball very well, but against a team that does run the ball well, they'll get picked on and you're not playing to their strengths. So they ended up on teams that play to their strengths, and so did Alfred Collins. It's just going to be interesting. Like when the Niners go to like third down and it's time to rush the quarterback, is Collins going to be on the field? Is West going to be on the field? Maybe not. Like they could have Gross Matos and Sam Okwanu. They could move Michael Williams to defensive tackle. It's going to be interesting to see like how that nickel pass rush gets configured.
I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, you can't really say like, oh, they don't have an excuse now because they're all rookies. But I mean, I think on paper it looks good. Size wise, it looks good. We'll see with the talent. With Mustafa's injury, I'm a little annoyed we didn't grab a safety earlier.
Prize Picks is sponsoring the Cone Zone this year. Prize Picks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So you know when I'm doing Prize Picks, I'm looking, well, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game the 49ers will go on to win, I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a Prize Picks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code COHN, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. I like the safety, though. The thing about the safety, I don't know why I like all the defensive picks. The safety, he's like built like Jimmy Ward. Now, Jimmy Ward was a first-round pick, and this guy's a fifth-round pick. But the Niners have had success drafting DBs in round 5, like Lenore, Hufanga, DJ Reed. This guy's got first-round traits. I don't know if he'll start right away, but he's got a chance to be a starter. I like him.
All right.
I don't know. Michael, you mentioned the running back. The thing my thing about the running back is like I watched him. He looks like he's a powerful runner. He wants to run through contact. He's 5'9", 205. I think he's as powerful as a 5'9", 205 running back can be. I don't understand why you traded Jordan Mason, who's legitimately more powerful than Jordan James, for Jordan James. Because he's cheaper? I think it's because he's cheaper. Okay, but he's
probably
not necessarily better.
Oh, and it's because he's cheaper and he coming into the league won't expect the carries. Jordan Mason, after what he did, is going to expect some carries. And do we even know if
Jordan James will be like third in the depth chart behind Garendo?
Do we even know if Jordan Mason wanted to stay? Like, I don't even think he wanted to stay. I wouldn't if I was him. Like, I'd be like, dude, I was like the third highest rusher in the league when I was playing, and then I don't get the ball again.
Yeah, and McCaffrey's coming back, and I won't get an opportunity. So now Jordan James is like a younger, smaller Jordan Mason who's here for 4 more years and happy to be here and will accept his role as third in the depth chart. And so if McCaffrey goes down, now you can use Jordan James and Garendo together because Garendo can't handle the load by himself.
Yep. Pause. Yeah. Pause. Yeah. And I mean, hey, and maybe Kyle might learn and be like, hey, we need to preserve Christian, and Jordan James will get a bigger share on like third and short, second and short. Probably not third and short. That'll be, play action to Christian McCaffrey. But, maybe second and short, who knows?
Two more picks I want to mention, then we'll move on from the draft. The wide receiver is intriguing to me because it
The
feels
Montana
like,
guy?
yeah, it's like, man, you drafted a wide receiver in round 4. A year after drafting a wide receiver in round 4, it kind of makes me feel like you're giving up on the last one. Like Jacob Cowing, he's 5'8", he runs a 4.38. This guy's 5'11", runs a 4.37. And almost like they wanted a taller version of Jacob Cowing. I mean, they never really gave Jacob Cowing much of a shot to do anything on offense. I felt like they gave him 6 targets, caught 4 of them, had 80 yards. I thought he was kind of promising, but it seems like they just found an upgraded version. I mean, or maybe they just wanted another Jacob Cowing. They liked him so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's for special teams. Because isn't he supposed to be like some special teams stud, set the FBS record for punt return
No, that's
touchdowns?
Bergen. That's the guy in round 7. I'm talking about the
Okay.
guy from Ole Miss. That was the reach, the first
Yeah.
offensive pick they made.
I don't know, man. I maybe it's depth, or maybe it's just a backup plan. Maybe they like, because I know Purdy's been working out with Cowing and Pearsall, so maybe it's just like if Cowing doesn't work out, we got this kid. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was late in the draft and they're just like, this is the guy we like.
I just get the feeling that Kyle didn't like Cowing.
Maybe.
Like whenever we'd ask him about him,
Possible.
like remember there was like a report that John Lynch went on the radio. It was like, I think this might be the week that Jacob Cowing gets a look. And then Kyle was asked about it at like on a Wednesday or something, and he was like, "We'll see. I don't know. He'll have to earn it in practice." And then he didn't get a look. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Kyle handpicked someone he likes better. And the thing about Cowing, he's really short. No offense, but I think for a quarterback like Curtis Rourke, who we're going to talk about in a minute, who's tall and has great field vision, I feel like you could drop back and put Cowing late in the progression, like the 4th or 5th receiver in the progression, and Rourke could find him. But for a smaller quarterback like Brock, who admits he throws blind 40% of the time, if you're not calling design shot plays for Jacob Cowing, where he's the first read in the progression, Brock just might not find him.
I mean, do you really think Rourke's ever gonna?
Let's talk about Rourke for a second. That was the most intriguing pick because, yeah, it's a throwaway pick, right? Quarterback, round 7. Yeah, except these are the Niners, and they've had success taking a quarterback here, and their system isn't quarterback-centric. It's Kyle-centric and weapon-centric. Anyway, what do you think of Curtis Rourke?
I mean, he seems like a bigger Purdy with a slightly stronger arm.
He does. I don't even know if he has a slightly stronger arm. Maybe.
I'm just assuming because he's 6'4" and massive.
Maybe.
I would hope. If your arm's not stronger than Purdy, like, what are you doing? But I don't know. I think it would have been spicier if they snagged like Shedeur or McCord in the 5th. But it seems like they're committed to Purdy at this point. Purdy's leading voluntaries. Kittle's working out with Purdy. Purdy's working out with Pearsall, Cowing, all of them. John's saying, I want him to be the quarterback for a long time. It seems like we're going to get, one of the typical Niners August signings where we're overpaying him for like 53 to 55 million a year. And we're sitting there like, oh boy, here we go again. That's what it seems. It seems like Curtis Rourke was them saying like, yeah, this is Purdy's team.
Yeah, and it's like he's not here to compete with anyone, really. Yeah. He's not even here to compete with Tanner Mordecai because he's injured and he's rehabbing. He's more like for the future. But again, I think it's great. I think no matter how much they're paying for their starter, this team in particular should draft a quarterback every other year. And if they were to draft that quarterback in round 7, I'm okay with that because you're not asking your quarterback to do that much.
Yeah.
On the Niners, you mostly hand off.
Yeah.
A lot of the passes are like 10 yards over the middle. Like, you don't need that much talent.
I think with any team, unless you have a bona fide top 5 guy, draft the quarterback every single year. What's the worst that happens? You cut him? Who cares? You need to keep looking. Like, I mean, yeah, you just have to, no matter how much you're paying. Even if you're the Lions with Jared Goff or whoever, you have to keep trying. Like, you never know. Who knows? Maybe Curtis Rourke ends up being a god and the next Matt Ryan or something. And he ends up being insane. And if he isn't, who cares? It's 7th round pick. You got to try. Like, that's why I was saying they should grab Shedeur Sanders in the 5th because he's a value pick at that point. He's a day 1, day 2 talent in the 5th. yes, it's a drama, but who cares? He's drafted in the 5th round. Like,
Yeah, but why do you think they didn't draft him?
well, because he's drama.
Because they don't want the
But
drama. Why do you
like
think? Why do you think the Browns drafted him?
even then, I would have
Because they
drafted
want
Kyle
the drama.
McCord in the 5th. Like, I would
Yeah.
have at least made effort. Like,
You
hey,
know where
this is a
McCord
guy that
ended up?
fits. No, I forgot. Where? The
Philly.
Rams?
Philly.
Oh yeah, he did.
So I feel like the Niners and the Eagles are approaching the quarterback position similarly. Like both teams have a quarterback that's not elite, but you're going to pay him like they are.
Yeah.
But you've been winning with them, so it's okay, I guess. And then behind them, like the Eagles drafted Tanner McKee. Then they brought in like that's kind of like Rourke, and then they brought in Kenny Pickett. That's kind of like the
Oh
Niners bringing
yeah.
in Mac Jones. Then they go out and get Kyle McCord this year. They're always bringing in young
They're always
guys
bringing
because
someone in. Yeah.
their system is so quarterback friendly. Like, why would you not? Even if you could, like, they could end up trading Tanner McKee or Kyle McCord in a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah. That and so Curtis Rourke to me was just like this is Purdy's team. That we're going in. This is Purdy's team. No one else is getting an opportunity. Which isn't bad, I guess, like I guess you want to instill confidence in Purdy. I think if Purdy hurts his arm again this year, we're going to see a different style of draft next year in a much deeper class.
I can't wait till the day that a team has the courage to like just say, look, we build our team a certain way. We want to put our money into weapons,
Yep.
offensive line, and defense. We want to put our money into everything except the most expensive position in the sport. We don't want to dedicate 20% of our salary cap to one player, no matter how good he is.
Yep.
So we're going to be committed to drafting and playing quarterbacks on rookie deals.
Yeah.
And no matter how productive he was, how good he seemed, when that rookie contract is up, we're replacing him with another guy on a rookie deal. And it's going to feel weird. And some fans won't like it. And some analysts will say we're crazy, but we're going to be committed to doing this. We're not going to be the next Dolphins. We're not going to be the next Jaguars.
Yep.
A team needs to do it. And I think the Niners could be that team, but they won't be.
No.
Well,
I don't know. This is why I always say, I have this like saying with my buddies that I'd rather have a bad quarterback than an average one, because you have to move on from the bad one and teams are too scared to move on from the average one. And you could fill average with anything solid, above average slightly. And that's where I think Purdy is. He's good enough where, you can find worse, and you could find probably decently worse. But if you find better, and it's very possible to find better, it's worth it. And so I always say that I would much rather have a bad quarterback than a solid one, because at least your team isn't scared to move on from the bad one. Your team's too scared to move on from the bad one, and you're stuck. You're just
unless
in
you
limbo.
legitimately have a top 5 quarterback in the league, a guy who can actually elevate a team, instead of asking a guy like Brock to elevate a team, like get your team to elevate Mac Jones or whichever quarterback. Because it seems to me that if you put a team together like the one the Niners had 2 years ago, or the one the Eagles have right now, then you could win with Jalen Hurts, or you could win with Tanner McKee. You could win with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Like, you could win with anyone who doesn't suck. Because you have the best offensive line, the best weapons, the best defense, like the best running game. Any quarterback who doesn't suck is going to be fine in that situation. Like Jimmy Garoppolo put up numbers, made money, all because he didn't suck. Yeah. I mean, Trey Lance, I'm not saying he sucked. He was just not developed. You know what I mean? Like Purdy, he came in, he was like, hey, I went to college, played a lot. I don't suck. He might be really good, but he might suck on another team that wasn't so good. So
I agree. I think it's so we'll see what happens, I guess.